everyone, and welcome back to another time trial this week in Gran Turismo. And yes, we are rallying in that Toyota Yaris right there. Well, in fact, we're actually at Colorado Lake Reverse, which I've never done. I don't think we've ever done in any sport mode ever. Maybe someone can correct me on that. This difficulty, insane. There are some dodgy jumps in this. This is absolutely insane. Goal estimate rough 127.3. I have no idea. Even I'm struggling to get gold on this one. However, I can give you some tips to help you get into that 2 million credit category. Now, if you do enjoy this video, as always, give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all latest content, and see the car just bouncing all over the place. Let's jump into this one then. We're going to do this at 50% speed, just so I can explain it as best as I can. Now, I'm starting in 4th gear. In rallying, in Gran Turismo, it's all about moving forward. If you're going sideways, you're not going fast. That's the critical thing to remember here. So as we approach turn 1, we got this marshal, okay? We just crossed the line. Look, we're 0.8 into the lap. We have this marshal. This is your turning marker, okay? You're going to start turning when you get to this marshal. And you're going to keep turning. Now, there's a tree coming up on the left-hand side. It's very close to the track, okay? This is your drop a gear tree as we go past it there. Notice there, I dropped to 3rd gear. And now I'm just going to adjust the throttle slightly. You don't have to. You can do this full throttle. I found if I adjusted the throttle, I could actually get a better line then for the next corner. Because this is where it gets tricky. So I'm going to turn right now, and there's a bank on the inside. Avoid that. It will invalidate your lap if you touch that. The rest of it, though, you do want to get on the inside here, so it gives you a better line for this next part, because on the left-hand side, we have some logs that stick out. If you touch them, it invalidates your lap. So we go through here, really skimming very close to the side walls here as we continue on through. Now, we're going to go to the right a little bit here. This is trying to get the best line for the left-hander, which is on a jump as well. This is what makes it so tricky, this actual combo. So on the right side, we've got this white block here, okay? Oh, hay bale. So what I want to do now is I want to stay in 4th gear until I get to the jump. I'm going to start turning left at this point, and then I'm going to drop to 3rd gear as I go into here. Notice that I do that there. I'm trying to carry the speed as much as possible. Notice that as we go through, we've got lots of bouncing going on. You will go up the bank in here, but if you maintain that speed, you should get through absolutely fine. This is crazy, obviously. You're seeing it right now. Just the bounciness and jumpiness of this car. It's insane. So as we go through here, there's a double jump there. That can cause your car to go absolutely chaotic. And sometimes it'll just spear you right. Sometimes you get a nice line like that. It really is a bit of a luck of the draw situation. Right, we get to this right-hander, which once again is on a jump. So we've got this long left bit here. It had grass, and now we've got this like cliff edge, essentially, on the left-hand side. Now, what I want you to do here is just dab the brakes, drop to 3rd gear, and try and get it rotated into this right-hander, because you just need to drop the speed a little bit, just so the car doesn't over-jump here, okay? Let's then start to carry the speed on the exit. I'm trying to follow this road through here, the gravel road, not go on the grass there. Now, on the right-hand side here, we've got these couple of patches. This is your turning marker for this left-hander. From this moment, you're not going to be braking. It's all full throttle until the end of the lap right now, okay? But you're going to stay in 3rd gear. And this is the way to do it. So you're going to turn in. You want to get as close to these barriers as possible while maintaining a forward momentum, not a sideways momentum. That's the critical part of this. So notice that I accelerate through here. I lift off a little bit there. You don't have to lift off. You can do this flat. And then I turn in here. It's very bumpy on this inside, so don't try and cut that as much as I did there. Notice that I'm trying to keep going forward here. I'm trying to straighten up the car. We go over the jump. Then there's another jump here. And I want you to turn into this one slight lift. Nothing major though. You can do this flat if you want to. As you see here, we're just trying to keep it nice and tight now as we go through here. Not getting too sideways there. And it allows us then to exit absolutely fine. Now, we have run a little bit too far to the right here, so we are going to be compromised for this right-hander. We are going to go out to the left a little bit, but we need to bring it back over to the right-hand side. Be careful of your rear hitting the mound there on the right-hand side. Now, we're going to get to this point here, and I'm just going to stop it, because the end of that barricade there is your turning marker for this left-hander. Now, you don't want to turn in too early for this one, because there's a really, really nasty bump on the inside, which if you take too fast, you're going to go flying. You can actually use it, to be honest with you, if you slow it down. So I'm in 4th gear. I dropped to 3rd gear now, okay? Let's let the car roll, and now I'm going on the throttle again. And that's just because of that jump right there. Now, I nail that pretty well, to be honest with you, in the grand scheme of it. So I can accelerate through. Don't cut the inside here on the right side. You'll just go bouncing everywhere. As you can see right now, I'm still bouncing. It cost me a little bit of time. I'm going to head up towards the left-hander here. I like doing this in 4th gear. You'll see some replays doing it in 3rd gear, the ones that are available. I find 4th gear just a little bit better. I can carry that bit more speed. As we go down here, we're going to turn to the right, and then we're going to drop to 3rd gear. And what's going to happen now is that I'm actually going to just keep foot to the floor, and at the bottom of this hill, I may lift. I haven't on this lap, but on other laps I did. Lifting there just helped that tiny bit just to carry the speed and stop the car drifting too much. going to continue towards the line now. We're going to go up to 4th gear as we head towards the line. Get very close to that inside wall right there. Now as we head towards the line, that is a 1:26.6. I'm 1.5 seconds off the rank 1. Rank 1's hidden their ghost, unfortunately, so I have no idea what they're doing. But I'm in the gold time, and I think that should remain a gold. Now, we're going to go to a paddle lap now. And I did this very, very quickly in the grand scheme of the paddle laps. There's the marshal on the right side. We're going to turn in now. There's the tree, drop to 3rd gear. As we go through here now, notice I adjusted the throttle a little bit, nothing major here. I did find it easier on a controller if you are struggling, so it might be worth trying out as we continue on through. You still have to be very accurate as you go through here, as we're going to go up to 4th gear. Look for that white block on the right side. We're going to then go over the jump and then into 3rd gear. Now, I hit the brakes there, but you don't need to do that. However, it may be of help. I think just lifting and just, adjusting your car accordingly is better. You get to the double jump here, which, as you can see, it's just mental. It's absolutely mental, this. And there is the cliff there. So dab the brakes, turn in, chuck it over there. And that was a bit too aggressive. It's cost us a tiny bit of time. Nothing major, though. As we get to the patch on the right side, we turn in, not close to the barrier there. That's going to cost us some time as we go into this right-hander. Again, we're just cutting it a bit too much there because it's just a bit too bouncy. Over towards the left-hand side now. I'm going to try and do this as flat as we can. Notice that I'm not lifting this time. I'm literally trying to do it flat there, and we do that successfully. Over towards the right hand side we go. End of the barricade on the right side is our turning marker. We turn in, drop to 3rd gear. We just a little bit there. We get to that bounce there, and we do it very well. In fact, that was one of the best I've done so far. As we continue through here, up to 4th gear, turn in. Remember, I did this in 4th gear just because I find it better in carrying speed. We don't lose that much there to the ghost as we turn into the right-hander. We're going to drop to 3rd gear now. We did lift off a tiny bit there as we went through that corner, and notice there we didn't lose anything to the ghost. I believe they did it flat, the one I am following. Anyway, we're going to head towards the line. This is a 1:26.8, so hopefully, again, a gold lap, and it shows you can do it on the controller. Right, next up then, we're going to go to chase cam. So let's see how drifty we get here. So remember, the marshal on the right side is our turning marker. Then we have the tree there, which is when we drop to 3rd gear. ABS is on weak for those wondering. Maybe it's ABS strong is better. I don't know. I don't know what the top replays are doing because they haven't uploaded them. So it's a kind of a guessing game here as to how you do this the best you can. I'm not a rally expert in any stretch of the imagination on Gran Turismo. I really don't like it with the way the suspension works. As you're seeing right now, with all the bumpiness, jumpiness, and all sorts going on, this doesn't suit me. I'm not really a big fan of this, to be honest with you, as the jumps are just crazy there as we continue on through. Right, there's the grass to the cliff edge there. Grab the brakes, chuck it in. Make sure you do slow it down enough there. You don't want to carry too much speed into that jump. Over towards the left-hand side we go as we get close to that barrier. Look how close we got to that one there as we go into the right. So that wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was on my record lap. As we go into this left-hander then, remember we just slightly there. We did lift a little bit. You don't have to lift as we saw on the control lap. As we continue on through here then over towards the right-hand side. I'm looking for that long barricade there. So the last one there is our turning marker. We drop to 3rd gear. Try and keep it nice and tight towards those hay bales. Just be careful of that jump there and then continue on through. Being careful about cutting that too much on the right side. Up to 4th gear. Turn in then, and this is where we get close to that sort of like edge. That's the track edge. Just use that to your advantage. Getting as close to that as you can. Think of that as a curb, but you're not allowed to touch it. Best way I would do this track if I was you. We're going to head towards the line. This is at 1:26.6 once again. I did try and get a ghost on the leaderboard. Couldn't quite do it, to be honest with you. But again, I've got a baby that is teething, so I was on and off it throughout in terms of trying to get that lap. And then the laps kept getting quicker, so I couldn't do anything about it. Here's VR then. Serves the marshal. There's the tree. So we drop to 3rd gear now as we go into this. So trying to keep it nice and tight as we continue on through here. Over towards the right side, avoiding that bank on the inside there. And then we can turn a bit tighter to use that little bit there. Over towards the left-hand side now. Cutting the inside, just avoiding any logs there as we continue now towards this fast left. There's the white block. We turn in. I just found this bit easier in VR, weirdly. I could carry the line so much better. But look how bouncy this is. I mean, if you get motion sick, yeah, don't do this in VR. That's all I can say. I mean, look at this jumping. It's insane. Anyway, we did that very smooth, to be honest with you. I did feel like VR, it was less jumpy. I don't know why. As we continue on through here, maybe they've put something in to stop that, because it would be extreme motion sickness. I've no idea. In towards the left we go then, and then the right. Remember, don't cut this too much then. And we didn't cut that. Literally, that was a perfect cut. That's exactly how you do it. Over towards the left hand side then. Remember, you can do this flat out. You don't have to. You can lift a little bit if you need to, but it will cost you a little bit of time. And once again, we continue on through. Oh, a little bit too much to the right there on the exit. Notice there we get compromised in the middle. Over towards the right hand side then. End of the barricade. We turn in. We're going to drop to 3rd gear now. Keeping it tight, and oh, we see it compromises there. The jump. It did compromise a little bit here as we continue on. But too far to the left now. We're in 4th gear. So we're going to be compromised throughout this last sector in terms of speed. Over towards the final corner then in terms of real turns here. Drop into 3rd gear, continuing on, heading towards the line. I'm going to go up to 4th gear, of course. as we go through here, getting very close to the wall there. And that was a 1:27.0 in terms of lap times. And I'm hoping that stays as goal. I will have to keep an eye on it, of course, because there are some crazy rally people out there, and I would really love to see their laps. However, how do you do this? How do you want to try it? Well, here is your main menu. You're going to head to sport mode in the top right-hand side. When you go into here, we're going to be presented with a screen, daily races and online time trials. We're interested in the time trials. Let's click into that. There are 3 currently available. We're interested in that center one there, Colorado Springs Lake Reverse. Now, in the top left, you can see the gold, silver and bronze times. So if you get ahead of these times, you will get the credits in question. Now, remember, these times can come down. So if Camet improves the time again, that gold time will come down, which is why I do a gold estimate. Now, you can go to the qualifying time rankings here, and you can see the top 10 times. I would say load the ghosts, but lots of people are hiding their ghosts, and I have no idea why, other than they've got some secrets in how they drive this car, which is really unfortunate because for me, it shouldn't be on that leaderboard if the ghost is not uploaded. But fair play to Rally Group B and everybody else who is uploading their ghost. Now, in terms of this one, it's a very, very difficult one. You know, it's insane how difficult this one actually is for those that don't do rallying very often in Gran Turismo 7. So, if you want the frustrations, give it a go. However, this might be one you avoid because it is a very tough one indeed. However, I did enjoy learning the experience and learning rallying again in Gran Turismo. If you have enjoyed this video, as always, give it a like, subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. Remember, hit the hype button. Now, if you want to do any of the other time trials, they're right there for you. And do check out my partners down below, Fanatec, GT Amiga, and Coach Dave Academy. That's been me, Tidgney, here with this video, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.